Hi guys, thank you so much for stopping by. This is Kelly, aka the Sunshine Crafter. In this video, I'm going to be focusing on a spotlight technique using Trinity products. All the products will be listed below, and these are the three: Love You Bunches set, the Love and Stuff Sentiment, and the Heart from the Slimline series die set. Again, they'll all be listed below. Now, I'm going to go through pretty quick with this video. It won't be a long video. So what I'm doing here is basically I'm stamping on Neenah Cardstock 110 pound with, black ink. And I'm stamping up my Love You Bunches stamp. And I'm going to keep it black and white. And I'm stamping it twice, and then I realized something. Yes. Unbelievable. I have 5 cats, and their hair, even though I'm a clean freak, I like things clean, their hair gets everywhere. See, look, I'm going to show you. It's hard to see there, but there's a black line through my image. So I was going to stamp over on the back side, and then I said, nah, you know what? Let me just restamp it. So yeah, I restamped it minus the cat hair. So now I'm going to show you where I die cut. I took my heart. Now this heart is a stitching die heart. So it's going to leave stitching on the outside and inside of the heart. I picked the area of the image that I wanted to quote unquote spotlight, and I'm going to be coloring them with Copic colors. So I die cut that. Now the tape I use is purple, but it's not Thermoweb purple tape. It is, I got it at Home Depot, and it's delicate surface tape, and I love it. It's been pretty good to me. So I have a whole roll of it, and that's what I use. And I keep reusing pieces over and over again. All right, so moving on, I like to Copic color, right? I like to color with markers, but I am by no means an expert. So when I try to color extremely well, or try to, do like, Kelly Latvola or, Kathy Rakusin, I get frustrated with myself because I like to color fast. I don't want to spend hours on an image. I don't know if I don't have the patience or what it is, but I just want quick results. I want it quick and fast. So I just lay the color down and just add in a little bit of shadowing, a little bit of, for dimension, but I'm not, I'm not the best at it. But I do enjoy coloring. I just don't want to spend hours at it. That being said, I just add this flower here. I just adding in my darker colors, and again the colors are listed on the screen and will be listed below, and I'm just adding colors just to get a little bit of dimension in there. So that was my main flower right there. And then so basically what spotlight technique means is having a stamped image and one area that is like focused on more so than the other areas of the stamp. Like one area of the stamp is propped up or colored, watercolored, what have you. So I just wanted a small section of this Love You Bunches stamp to be colored and to really stand out. So after I did my coloring, I took a gel pen and I added some little white highlights, but I realized, well, you'll see shortly. As I was coloring, I realized, wait, that area is part of the petal on the flower above the heart that came down. So I colored it green, and it shouldn't have been green. So I went over it with a darker, like an RV color. It's kind of like a purplish color. And I just went over it and You know, I was going to use the colorless blender to remove the color, but I didn't. That's what's good about Copics. A lot of times you can just go over a color if it's darker, you know, over a lighter color if you make a mistake. So, or you can just remove it with the colorless blender and then go from there. So I'm almost done here. I'm just, you know, filling in a little bit, you know, coloring in a little more shading, and that's pretty much it. And I'm just lining it up to make sure I got everything, making sure all my images were colored. And then the leaf is the one last thing I did. I just added a little bit of color there, and that's that. But this is such a pretty stamp. I mean, it's one that, I mean, can be used in so many different ways. And I'm a big fan of floral stamps. I can't get enough of them. I love them. And this is a great size because it fills up pretty much a whole card panel. I mean, this right here is A2, but I'm going to trim it down and make it, what are the measurements? Let me see. 5.5 by 4.25 is A2 size, so I trim it down to 5.25 by 4 because I'm going to have a black panel under it to give it a black border. You'll see on my card base shortly. So I'm just trimming this down. This is a great trimmer for that. I use the little boxes to measure. And here I am, I'm trimming. This is going to be a tiny bit smaller than my A2 card base. See, so I have a little bit of the black sticking out. I'm just going to glue that down. Now, this is a little tip. Don't put your glue too close to the borders of your panel because then it oozes out and gets sticky. Always leave a little bit of a space inside so it doesn't ooze out on the edges. So after I have my black panel down, I'm just smoothing that out, making sure, you know, sometimes when I put too much glue, it'll slide, and I'm holding it down. I think I'm holding it straight, and it'll slide a little bit, and it'll be crooked. So I found that putting less glue helps. I'm sorry, I'm getting a visitor from my cat. All right. My kitten is coming in to visit. Peanut. He's such a little troublemaker. Okay, anyway, so after gluing that down, I decided before I add my panel on, I just want to stamp the inside, and I wanted to stamp it with the same Love You Bunches stamp set. And it's okay if some of the area like didn't come out good, because I'm just going to be writing over it anyway with my greeting, whatever I write inside, to the recipient. Now I'm going to adhere my panel down all around, and you see that little bit of black border sticks out. Just a little bit, that's all I wanted. I didn't want it to be too much. Now the foam tape I'm using, I'm doubling it up. The reason why I'm doubling it up is because I really wanted the heart to stand out. Sometimes when you use one layer and you look at the card, you can't, I mean, you can see it, but I really wanted it to pop. So I doubled up on my foam tape to really give it much more dimension. And I'm just, filling that in. I realized after I used foam tape, I should have used Fun Foam. I could have just die cut it with the heart and trimmed it a little bit smaller and used that, but hindsight's 20/20, right? Okay, so here I am. I'm going to add my gel pen to the flower petals for highlights, but at the time I didn't realize I was going to use Glossy Accents, which I don't show you in this video, but you can see it in the photos. So once you add Glossy Accents over a white gel pen, for some reason it like disappears. It's a very bizarre thing. I don't know why that happens, but it happens. So after I add my white gel pen, I also added a little bit of shimmer to the image just to give a little bit of shine. Oh, my sentiment. I almost forgot. I used the Love You Bunches sentiment here. Happy Galentine's Day, which is great. You know, you can send a Valentine's Day card to any crafty friend and they'll love it. It doesn't have to be lovey-lovey, you know. And I used my grid transparency there to make sure I had it on straight, because 99% of the time I'll get my sentiment crooked. I inked up my stamp to, it came out globby, so I restamped it. Now another thing I do with my sentiments to make them stand out a little more is I take the Memento pen and I just go around the borders of my sentiment just to make it pop a little bit more. It just gives a little edge and it makes it look nice against the white background. See the difference? It looks much better. So just finish that off, and I'm going to add the same thing, the double amount of foam tape, so it's the same height as my my heart. So I go through a lot of foam tape, folks. I really do. I don't know about you. I also have another brand of foam tape that I use from Dollar General. And if you're in the US, not the dollar store, but Dollar General has foam tape, a whole roll that, you know, like a normal mounting tape you would get in the store. You can get a roll for $1.25, and it's just as good. I gotta tell you, it really is. Okay, so moving on. I'm adding a little bit of sparkle, and I didn't, sometimes the sparkle pens, too much comes out, and it lightens up your image, and I didn't want that. So I used a water brush pen, just to remove a little bit of that glitter, because sometimes it's overwhelming and it makes your image look like silvery. So again, in this part, I did not show you that I did add glossy accents. I did it after I was done filming. I said, you know, I really want it to be shiny. So I don't show you here in the video, but again, you can see it in the still shots. Now these hearts I'm using are called boiled sugar jelly heart drops. And they are adorable, and they're clear droplets in the shape of hearts. So cute. I got them from Trinity, and again, I love them. I've used them on several projects so far. And I'm using my crystal katana, which if you have one, and if you get glue on it, you notice it won't pick up your gems. You got to scrape it off with like your nail, and it's a wax tip, so it picks up things. And if it gets dirty, dusty, or whatever, you just scrape the edge of it, and it comes clean, and it gets tacky again. So I used that, and then I was like, wait, you know, this card is kind of plain. I needed something, but I didn't want to cut out a mask to do black splatter. So I grabbed the next best thing, my Sakura black Jelly Roll pen. And there I can put splatter wherever I wanted it. And I use this a lot when I like to do the black splatter because I like the organic look of it. But in an afterthought, I said, you know, this is the best way to go about adding black splatter, and the easy way, you know, that's the easy way. I think so. Anyway, so there you go. There's the card, and again, minus the glossy accents that came after. And you can see the shimmer there in the light a little bit. It's hard to see on film, but it's there, I promise. So I hope you liked this card. It was really easy to make, and I really enjoyed making it. I truly appreciate you stopping by. I know there are so many card making videos out there. It really means a lot to me that you stop by and spend some time with me. So thank you again. I really do appreciate it. Please consider liking and subscribing, and check out Trinity Store for all their products. The new release is great.